Hello everybody and welcome to just some video of this baby here, the T28, one of my most recent acquisitions. I've been playing towards it for a little while. You probably saw my T28 video. And yeah, obviously really what I'm going for is the T95, this thing's big brother. But for now, this is what I got. And it's a very, very easy tank to get steel walls in, and a hell of a lot of potential damage. Being a TD, that's not how you actually make most of your experience in this tank, of course, because tank destroyers get a higher experience ratio for damage, whereas heavies get more experience for potential damage, which I've always hated that kind of thing, but because Wargaming like to throw in these oddities, which are really fun tanks to play, but don't make you much experience as a result. So this thing's fucking slow, as you can see. This is without the upgraded engine. I've got it since then, but this was before I got it, and I'm using the second gun on this. I think I'm pretty sure I'm using it by this point. The third gun, of course, is the one that you really want. It's got a shit ton of alpha damage rather. About 750 alpha damage and a hell of a lot more penetration than this. So I'm really looking forward to get that gun, but it's 50,000 experience, and I'm currently about 20k there for a couple days playing it. So this thing is a beast once it gets in place, and that takes a long time, so there are bounces aplenty in this game, and this is actually one of my first games in this tank, so I'm not wiggling around as much as I normally would be. But you can see they're hitting me around the front there and just bouncing it. What do you want to aim for against these things, and what they are probably aiming for, is that cupola there. And what I've been doing since is wiggling around between shots. That'll prevent them from doing exactly that and getting some damage on you. I mean, really, that's a fairly obvious thing to do in all tanks. Wiggle so they don't hit your weak spots, but yeah. It's only got 200 frontal armor on that very flat plate there, and yet I still see it bouncing a lot. And I really would need these guys to advance forward with me, because they're both still on full health. There's a T32 and a T150 over there. And we really need them to move on. Still a little bit stuffly, so excuse my gross sounding, but you know. So I'm one shot from death from that T32, and I really need them to move the fuck up and kill it. But they seem pretty intent and just staying here. Could easily bum rush it and not lose either of us. The T150 is not that big a deal. And there we go, the T29 is finally coming over. Takes a shot of the T150 and then backs away. It looks like he just took a HE shot as well, actually. Excuse me. Double speed. Still trying to get them to push. We've won the town easily. They're still not going to go. And that's one of the frustrating things about this tank, actually, is that you'll be waiting there after having taken about 1 trillion hits, wondering where the fuck your team is, and they're all just still sat hiding. And it's a real downer. And now the Black Prince is saying, go! And he immediately gets himself blown up by artillery. Oops! There we go. Right on the cupola of that T32. And then, the downside to this tank. I'm going to roll along here. Wait, hold on. No, I was going to say, now I don't have time to go do anything else because I'm so slow, but we already won the other side. So another game in this time on a Siegfried line. No, Ruinberg. That's the one. And in this one, I'm starting to pick up a couple of things about the tank that I need to move around, and that I need to try and hide those cupolas to the best of my ability. So on city corners, it's quite easy to hide one of them at a time, but it's quite difficult to hide both of them. However, the one that's going to get shot at the most is the one that's to the front, forwards, because it's just easier to shoot from most angles. And this T34 is not appreciating that other people want to shoot here. And there's 2 shots bounced on the front already. And that Jag Tiger 88 rather is going to give me a hell of a lot of trouble. I'll switch to my view as well. But I'm wriggling between my shots. I'm looking at where they've hit me as well, actually. Seeing where the enemies hit you is quite a good tell to where they're shooting from if you don't already know. There's another bounce from that KV-13. And now I think it's that 88 there is the guy who's penning me right on that cupola. And he causes me a lot of trouble in this game. So I'm going to come right up to this corner here and try and hide my cupola from him like that. However, he's in a really great position there. I'm trying to shoot at his cupola, but I don't have a very good view of it. And, you know, I actually don't know what that hit was. It hit me, I think, right on the side, somewhere. So there's me going for that 88 again. And in most situations, I would have backed away from this corner and gone to another approach, but in the T28, that's often just not an option. This was also kind of before I learned that I really need to conserve shots in this, because the shells are really expensive for this tank. So I can't just be shooting them over and over again at things that are probably going to bounce, and since I've really learned to only take shots that I'm fairly certain of their penetrative capabilities. And that Jag Tiger 88 is proving to be fairly difficult for me. Managed to finally get him once. Not going to be enough, though, for me to get any more out of him anyway. Luckily, the team's managing to win, and so now he's one of the only tanks left. I'm trying to bum rush him here because I really, really want him. He's been bouncing my shots the entire game. So, to the lower plate. Yeah, get some. Fortunately, oh, no, I do get another. Hey, I killed him. I did get my revenge. It's been a while since I played this game. This was another of my first games. And then, can't get a T43 because I'm in a T28. To be honest, the reason I made this video is because it's been a while since I've made one. Because I'm playing games to play enough games and to unlock the top gun in this tank, the T28, so that I can make a garage review of it. It's been a real drain on my credits. That's another thing that was worth mentioning. I've been playing it almost exclusively. I think I've gotten about 20, 25 games in it so far. And I've had to actually pick up a tier 5 line, the T34 Russian mediums. I want to go the A44 and Object 217 line, I think, of the medium tanks there, just because they're interesting and I never see them. So I needed to make something just to kind of address that, you know, I'm still around. I know it's only been like 2 or 3 days or something, but it's quite hard to produce reliable content when, I mean, I do a lot of things as well as play World of Tanks. It's not my entire life, unfortunately. So if I could play this game 10 hours a day, I would have plenty of replay footage to upload to YouTube all the time, but I don't. So I kind of have to dig through my replays, find good ones, and commentate them, in between doing main features like garage reviews and exceptional games. So that's what this was. There'll probably be a couple more before the T28's garage review. Probably a couple of the games in the low tier Russian mediums, because it's very easy to have a brilliant game in it. Low tiers, it's so volatile with low health and it's almost no bounces. Although those Russian mediums are pretty bouncy, they have a very sloped front. But we'll get to that in another video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.